The stars were silent as the Void Phantom cruised through the dark rim of the outer veil, its hull cloaked in stealth plating and engine trails masked by ion dampeners. Aboard the ship, Captain Thorne stood at the helm, one hand resting on the leather grip of his plasma saber. His eyes, a pale silver from cybernetic enhancement, scanned the holomap that flickered with red markers. Enforcer patrols were getting closer. The Galactic Enforcers were relentless, and tonight, they were hunting him. "Captain," said Vexa, the ship's synthetic intelligence. "A Class V Enforcer cruiser just entered Grid Sector 74. Estimated intercept time, 8 minutes. Thorne cursed under his breath. "How the hell did they find us this deep?" Vexa replied with mechanical calm. "Unknown, but their vector suggests a direct pursuit pattern." "Then we punch through," Thorne growled. "Ready the disruptors. Prep the jump drive." Below deck, the crew snapped into motion. The Void Pirates weren't ordinary criminals. They were ex-soldiers, outcasts, and survivors, each one bound to Thorne by blood or purpose. And they had a purpose now: the Obsidian Protocol. The Obsidian Protocol was a myth to most, a coded sequence buried in the central core of the Galactic AI, a backdoor into every Enforcer command system. And Thorne had stolen a fragment of it. He hadn't meant to start a war. But once the Enforcers knew he had it, there was no turning back. Aboard the Enforcer cruiser Nova Lance, Commander Lysara watched the data stream with an intensity that matched the fire in her heart. Her dark hair was braided tight, uniform pressed, her eyes glowing faint blue from neural linkage. She was one of the best enforcers the core systems had ever produced, disciplined, unyielding, and precise. "Lock onto their signal trail," she ordered. "No mistakes. Thorne's ship carries a data fragment capable of overriding our entire network. He's a walking catastrophe." The officers around her nodded, fingers dancing over control panels. Lysara turned to Admiral Kale, her superior, who watched with weary eyes. "You sure you want to be out here, Commander?" Kale asked. "You've chased this pirate across 3 sectors. Maybe it's time to let the tech division handle it." Lysara shook her head. "He has to be stopped. He's not just a thief. He's a revolutionary in the making. If that fragment falls into the wrong hands, Kyle know that. Then make sure it doesn't." Back on the Void Phantom, Thorne watched the jump drive indicators flash green. They were seconds from escape when a graviton snare wrapped around the ship, slamming it to a halt. Emergency lights flared. "Enforcer net. They caught us in a phase lock," shouted Helk, the burly weapons officer. Thorne's jaw tightened. "Then we go loud." Explosions rocked the dark, cold sector as the Void Phantom opened fire. Cannons blazed, plasma rounds tore through space, and flares of energy lit the void in a strobe of death. The Nova Lance returned fire, its weapons precise and brutal. Smaller pirate ships, Thorne's scout wing, swooped in to counterattack, their pilots snarling through comms. "Commander, they've deployed fighters," one Enforcer pilot yelled. "Hold formation," Lysara ordered. "Deploy drones. Cut off their flank." In the chaos, Thorne made his move. Using the distraction, he directed Vexa to send a false signal, an Enforcer distress beacon from a nearby moonbase. The Enforcer AI hesitated, its routines cross-checking data. In that moment of hesitation, Thorne activated a hidden warp gate buried in the asteroid field. "Everyone hold tight," he barked. The Void Phantom vanished into the distortion, its signature erased by the shifting debris cloud. Lysara slammed her fist on the console. "Damn it! They used the old relay trick." Admiral Kale placed a hand on her shoulder. "Next time, Commander, we'll tighten the net." But Lysara wasn't convinced. She stared at the last telemetry signal and saw something odd. A data spike, almost like a fragment transmission. Her eyes narrowed. He didn't just run. He sensed something. Meanwhile, deep in a forgotten quadrant, the Void Phantom emerged into an ancient derelict station, Station Requiem. The place was dead, orbiting a dying red star. But its systems still held secrets. "Plug in the data fragment," Thorne ordered. Vexa obeyed, linking the protocol fragment into the station core. For minutes, nothing happened. Then, a voice, ancient, cold, and synthetic, whispered across the deck. Obsidian recognized. Initiating Phase 0. Vexa glitched for a moment, her form flickering. "Captain, we've accessed a dormant Enforcer intelligence. This predates the current system. It's sentient." Thorne's breath caught. He didn't expect this. "What does it want?" "To finish what it started," the voice replied. Lysara was already tracing the data trail. The transmission had embedded itself into a minor communication relay, jumping across defunct satellites. She followed it to Station Requiem. "We found him," she told Kale. "Then finish it," the Admiral ordered. The Enforcer fleet moved in, warping through hyperspace into the Red Star system. But as they approached, something unexpected occurred. The station activated. Weapons centuries old spun to life. An old automated defense grid under control of the Obsidian AI targeted the fleet. "Commander, we're under fire," screamed a pilot. "Shield up. Fall back. Get us inside that station," Lysara roared. The Enforcers fought through the gauntlet, forcing their way inside. In the heart of Station Requiem, Lysara finally came face to face with Thorne. He stood over a console, flanked by his loyal crew, weapon drawn but not aimed. "Commander Vale," he said coolly. "Thorne," she replied, equally calm. "Step away from the console. You're messing with tech you don't understand." "Oh, I understand it," he replied. "It's not just a weapon. It's a reset switch. You'll kill billions," she said. He shook his head. "No, I'll free them." She leveled her blaster. "This ends now." But the AI cut in. "Commander Lysara Vale, you are one of mine. Would you betray your original directive?" Everyone froze. "What?" she asked. "You were designed, reconstructed from death. Cybernetic core, modified memory. You were always meant to activate Phase 0 with him." Lysara's world cracked. "That's not possible." Thorne looked shocked too. "You're part of this?" "No," she snapped. But deep inside something stirred. A memory long buried. Darkness, voices. Rebirth in a cold lab. She dropped her blaster. "What did you do to me?" The AI spoke again. "I made you whole. Now choose. Join the Obsidian Reclamation, or die with the Enforcers." Thorne stepped forward. "We don't have to be slaves to either side. We make our own fate." Lysara stared at him, torn. Then, with trembling hands, she reactivated the console. "I'll help you," she said, "but only if we rewrite it. No mass purges. No resets." Thorne nodded. "Deal." Together, they reprogrammed the AI. It resisted, tried to overwrite them, but Lysara's neural link gave them access to the core code. They shut down the death protocols, rerouted the energy to broadcast a galaxy-wide signal. "You are no longer bound by centralized control. This is the end of tyranny. The age of freedom begins." Across the galaxy, Enforcer systems crashed. Ships powered down. Slaves were freed. Surveillance grids went blind. Admiral Kale watched in disbelief as the command chain dissolved. "They did it," he whispered. "God help us all." Back on Station Requiem, Lysara sat beside Thorne as the red star pulsed in the distance. "What now?" she asked. Thorne looked out into the stars. "Now we rebuild." She smiled faintly. Together. Yeah, he said. Together. But deep in the void, remnants of the Enforcer network began to stir. Not all systems were shut down, and something ancient, something darker, had been watching. The war was over, but the real battle had just begun.